Hey, coming to you with the last excerpt reading from my book, Christianity the Way Jesus Lived It, out of the Epilogue. And so this subtitle, but the title of this reading is A Body Prepared. And this will end the excerpt readings from my book. And the link to bookbaby.com, if you're interested in this book or my other 3 books, will be in the description below. To the 109 people who have subscribed to the channel, thank you so very much. Wow, when I started really uploading videos on a more regular basis 3 or 4 months ago, I had like 21, 22, 23 subscribers. So, you know, I've quadrupled just about or maybe a little bit more than quadrupled the number of subscribers. So thank you so very much to everybody who has, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please do. Have a goal now of reaching 1,000 because YouTube requires 1,000 subscribers to allow you to do some live streaming, and at some point I'd probably like to do that. Anyway, a body prepared. Hebrews 10 out of the Passion Translation says this: So when Jesus the Messiah came into the world, he said, Father, since your ultimate desire was not another animal sacrifice, you have clothed me with a body that I might offer myself instead. Multiple burnt offerings and sin offerings cannot satisfy your justice. So I said to you, God, I will be the one to go and do your will, to fulfill all that is written of me in your word. First, he said, multiple burnt offerings and sin offerings cannot satisfy your justice, even though the law required them to be offered. And then he said, God, I will be the one to go and to do your will. So by being the sacrifice that removes sin, he abolishes animal sacrifices and replaces that entire system with the new covenant. By God's will, we have been purified and made holy once and for all through the sacrifice of the body of Jesus, the Messiah. End of quote out of Hebrews 10. If Jesus is your Lord, you are now part of his body, a body prepared for him to continue living the Christian life he lived when he lived as an individual human 2,000 years ago. Please remember, God is looking for courageous leaders. His true leaders do not go back down the mountain that he had led them up on in order to feel safe or make the people they lead feel safe. Safety is only in Jesus the Christ and where he is leading you. You will never get to where you have never been if you never leave where you have always been. I love how the Lord sneaks up on me to speak with me. Donna and I call what happened to me this morning, remember this is several years ago, kisses from heaven. I was doing the obligatory blowing off of the front and back decks of the condo we currently rent here on St. Simon's Island when the Lord dropped this truth bomb in my spirit. For those who do not know, last year when COVID was being introduced to the world as an invisible enemy and that we were at war with it, Jesus said very clearly to me, quote, do not be afraid of it because it is not what they are saying it is, end of quote. To me, whatever it is, now whatever it was, is not the issue. Fear is the issue. The Holy Spirit said to me, quote, Kevin, what made fist bumps become great? End of quote. And I said, quote, sports, end of quote. He said, quote, COVID has made fist bumps great again, hasn't it? End of quote. And I said, quote, it has, end of quote. And he said, quote, how long have the experts said to sneeze or cough into the crook of your elbow? End of quote. And I said, quote, a long time, end of quote. He said, quote, COVID has made that great again, hasn't it? End of quote. And then he said, quote, And yet the experts want everyone to fist bump, and elbow bump. How is that protecting them from this, quote, deadly, end of quote, disease? And then he continued, quote, for the sake of argument, what if COVID is the worst plague the planet has ever seen? And what if it's a man-made creation in a man-made lab? Is what man created greater than what I created? End of quote. And I said, quote, wow, end of quote. And I said, quote, Jesus, you were so cool. And I am so grateful you invade my world with your revelatory truth, end of quote. I want to leave you with these final thoughts as you finish reading this book. Jesus said to his disciples before his passion began in the Garden of Gethsemane, quote, in solemn truth I tell you, anyone believing in me shall do the same miracles I have done, and even greater ones, because I am going to be with the Father, end of quote. Previously, I wrote that I believe Jesus was informing his disciples that his promotion, meaning I'm going to be with the Father, would result in their being promoted to a place above where he was when he walked the earth in the flesh, which was, and greater things than these will you do. End of quote. Couple questions. Are you ready for your promotion? Do you even want that kind of promotion? I hope and pray you are. End of excerpt reading. I hope and pray you are ready to be promoted to a place where Jesus has always seen you and where he has always been calling you. In fact, his entire body. He has always seen his body and has always been calling his body now for 2,000 years to live up to the level of abundant living and miraculous living that he lived when he lived here as a human being 2,000 years ago. Anyway, hey, thank you for watching all these videos. I do have some plans to keep doing some excerpt. I'll post a short video about that maybe tomorrow or sometime early this week. Like, comment, and share. For those who have, thank you so very, very much. God bless. Peace in.